Okay, that's good. So that's good. One thing that took a while was I built some stuff, which I can't remember if I think I did it off camera, and I think I was gonna build some other stuff, and totally got waylaid by a busy week. So I can go through the stuff that we did build. A bone sickle, so we're gonna do some herb gathering this hunt phase, which should be cool. And then what else do we have? It was a little cheeky, but I did a little redo and deleted something I built and built something else instead because I really wanted to utilize this steel shield, and it's got that nasty -3 movement, which is horrific. But the Phoenix booties, as long as you're insane, you have +2 movement, so it's not too bad. I like that. So I feel like that should be serviceable. Then with the counterweight axe there too, with the range, I feel like that shouldn't be too bad. Ooh, how much evasion? 2. Anything else there as well? Cool. Just double checking a few more things, and then what else do we have here? Lynn. I don't think there's anything. Oh yeah, we got the scavenger kit here. So hopefully, as long as we're able to win, we'll get some extra resources, which should be cool. Then I think I was going to make some more armor, and I don't think I did. Leather boots. Okay, yeah. I think I was maybe debating on making another shield, but we'll save those resources for the settlement phase tonight, / depending on how long this fight and hunt phase goes. Maybe off camera too. We shall see. I was looking up a little bit online about the Dung Beetle Knights settlement events and different things that you can do. It looks more complicated, so I think this one I might do off camera regardless. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'm also our little office space that I play for the solo nights is turning into a smokehouse. So we'll see how long I could stand the heat. But yeah, let's see what we got going on here. Enough preamble. Select monster. Showdown. Dung Beetle Knight level 1. Awesome. Let's depart. Okay, so we have our boy Lucidin. He's going to be our little party leader in this hunt phase. Did a slight remodel there too. So instead of being just fist and tooth with bare fist in hand, gave him the silver sword, or the steel sword. I think it looks look cool. There we go. And then our second person is Lynn, who should be a lady, but we don't have a screaming armor lady survivor. So there we go. That is Lynn. And then next up is Pattern. Should be a male, but that's okay. Got our cool kind of Flower Knight themed slight little conversion with the Vespertine bow. Channeling like Ariel / Tinkerbell. And then lastly, this mini was for Stargyle, who's our only survivor to actually make it to retirement, which is pretty sweet. And figured to just use her mini, add the steel shield, which is freaking huge, to the bottom of the base in like this nice casual pose. So that is our little ensemble, who are facing off against Monsieur DBK, the Dung Beetle Knight. So I have heard that he be a hard lad to crack. So we shall see how this goes, but I'm excited. And then not to be left out, Jibbo. I'm a big fan of Dimension 20 for some live D&D. And the ball is rolling up. Very appropriate. Cool. Oh, 90 here all week. That, good sir, is smoking hot. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited how he turned out. He's a handsome lad for sure. Snowy ball or marble ball, one of the two. I wasn't really sure what I was doing with it, but I like how it turned out. It looks fun. Also decided to leave it off glued the base so it can pop off, because I got the idea that this thing would make a horrific and really fun weird D&D encounter where you put the ball on the player minis' heads and it's like some sort of gross like parasite infection thing that takes people over. and then bounces around based on how much HP they've damage they've taken. Yeah, so I want to get some multi-use out of that guy for sure. But without further ado, welcome to the Brother Slim. This is Cam. This is my solo Kingdom Death campaign, and it's been a freaking blast. We are... I don't know if I messed the Lanterneers up or not, but I think it should be episode 19, Lanterneers 17, I believe. And we are facing off against our first Note 4 quarry with Monsieur Dung Beetle Knight. I don't know why I think he's French, but it just feels right. So yeah, let us see what this hunt be all about. And starting off with, we'll nominate our Lucidin the 5th to scoot on forward. And this we got to place because of the site that we have. So survivors consume herbs and berries. All survivors gain +1 survival. That's nice. And then herb gathering. So let's see about everyone gaining +1 survival. Okay, our Lucidin can't, Lin can't, Pattern can't, and Risen can't. But I did that armor thing, so I'm just going to go ahead and add armor to everyone here. I did see that the Dung Beetle Knight does basic attack, does a base 4 damage, which is low-key kind of terrifying. And I can't remember if I said it or not, but the armor that I forgot to add here, 1 to everything, is from a settlement thing. There we go. And that should be not quite everyone. There we go. Cool. Cool. And with that out of the way, let us do herb gathering, which we have open in a separate book over here. This is the first time I've flipped past this art before, but this is the first time stopping on it. And oh, there's something about the hands and the giant creepy sunflower mouth thing. Kind of reminds me of I can't remember the name of the not brutal stars, but there's starfish where I live here that have about that many limbs on them and about that same coloration. Creepy and cool. And creepy hands in there too. Herb gathering. Each survivor must make a special gathering roll. To make a gathering roll, a survivor nominates any number of d10s and rolls them. If 2 or more die results are the same, your score is 0. Otherwise, add all your die results to determine your gathering score. Add to all the survivors' gathering scores to make a single final score and consult the herb gathering table. Add +10 to the final score if the survivors have passed the overwhelming darkness phase. Cool! Very cool. Well, let us see how I want to do this. Oh, I need dice. There we go. Dice. Let's go with our Lucidin. Let's go ahead and do 3. So we don't want doubles. Good. And we'll just count everyone up here. Some notes. That's going to be 10. Alrighty, Rue. Lynn, I think we're going to do the exact same thing. Okay. 14, 22. Good old simple math. And one more time. Okay, so that is 0 because we got doubles. Okay, and then last but not least, we have not Stargall anymore. What is this survivor's name right now? Not Andrataga. What is their name? That's not my name. That's not my name. Their name is Risen. Cool. Okay, so that'll be another 14. For a total of 46. Okay, 46. Oh, nice. We just squeak over into the second to last bracket there. Gain 2 fresh acanthus strange resource. If the settlement has cooking, gain 1 random vermin resource, and all survivors gain +3 survival. Oh, cool. So I think I messed up putting this so close, and it would be better a little bit further in case we get any survival removed. So good to know for later. Well, a random vermin. We haven't gotten one of those in quite a while, so that sounds fun. So we don't get to explore the swamp, but we do get 2 fresh acanthus. And a vermin. Okay, it brings us up to 3 fresh acanthus and a random vermin. Just a quick little shuffle. And we'll just drop in the middle. Hissing cockroach. Vermin consumable. Lose all survival and gain 2d10 insanity. If you are insane, you must consume this. Interesting. Well, do we have anyone that's not insane? Nice. We'll put that on. We'll give that to Lynn. Just so we don't need to lose all of our survival. Hissing cockroach. Cool. I wonder if we can use this in cooking. I'll have to look at those recipes. Okay, there's a bug patch, so maybe we'll just keep those in the corner there for now. Okay, well, that's fun. And then, yes, we don't get to do the explore the swamp, but that's still cool. One last showcase of that creepy cool art once more. Okay, sweet. Well, onwards we go with Lynn. She'll reveal the Dung Beetle Knight's hunt card here. Practice dummies. You find a training ground of sorts. Roll 1d10. Okay. Okay, 2. You recognize one of the dummies. Gain 2 insanity and a random disorder. -1 population. Okay, luckily population is something that we're doing really good on, so we're not too concerned about that. This is Lynn. Actually do like getting that bit of insanity because they currently have 0, so up to 2. And a random disorder that we can do. Response. When you gain this disorder, roll a random hit location and record it. You cannot depart unless you have armor at this hit location. Interesting. Body. Cool. Well, I mean, that could be a lot worse. We'll put that up there. And we shall scoot on up and have pattern reveal this next one. Brown ground. Nice slant rhyme there, I think. The ground opens into a massive pool, brimming with a creamy and rancid substance. The survivors may brave the muck. If they do, each gains 1 courage and rolls on the table. Well, I think we need to roll on the table, right? Tables are just too fun not to. Roll 3 random hunt events if we don't brave the muck. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't be reading this. Yeah, we're going to brave the muck because rolling dice is fun. So let's start. Let's just start from the top. So our lose it in gets a 4, which is suffer level plus 1d10 brain events damage. So that is 7 brain events damage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's fine. Our lose it in was crazy insane. Next up we have Lynn. Ooh, 8. Is that enough? 2 to 8. Nope, that's not enough. So Lynn is going to suffer a whole bunch of brain event damage. Then next up, pattern, our support person, getting a 6. Same idea. Ouch, that's going to be down to 0 there as well. Okay, I don't think this was very good after all, but we'll see what happens during the fight. Okay, then lastly we have Risen. Oh no! Oh, that stinks so much. Oh man. Well, I don't think there's any mulligan or anything, so... Oh, if you have 10 plus insanity. Oh, I'm pretty sure she does. Oh, she's only got 7! Okay, she's not instantly dead. So on a 1, if you have 10 plus insanity, you cackle madly, disappearing into the muck. You are dead. Otherwise, lose all but 1 survival and gain that much insanity. Okay. Well, that's not quite as bad as I thought, but that's still not great. So we're down to a single survival, which is a little stinky. And then up to 15 insanity. Oh, Arluza, that was oh, I thought I lost one of my new favorite survivors. But that has not happened. So that's something. That is something. Okay, well, goodbye, muck card. Let's go forward, and we're gonna have our now very insane low survival companion here roll on the hunt events table. 32. There we go. 32. Uh-oh, sudden madness. This doesn't sound very good. The event revealer is devastated by a piercing cacophony in their head. Roll 1d10. If the result is less than or equal to their insanity, they go mad, lashing out at their compatriots. Each other survivor suffers 1 event damage to a random hit location before the event revealer gains control of themselves. Ooh, I think one thing I did forget from that last card, actually. Let's resolve that before I move ahead. Everyone gains a courage. Let's do that really quick. Okay, that does mean Risen gets to do bold. Let's jump into that right now. Strangers, Birth of a Savior, bold. Okay, we are in the hunt phase. Expect the unexpected. You're prepared to face any mind-bending trials at the moment's notice. So we gain prepared. Prepared. So when rolling to determine a straggler, add your hunt experience to the roll, and then roll 1d10. Let's do it. Ooh, getting a land for 10. Gain +1 permanent movement. This is the perfect person to get that. I like that. Cool. So they're up to 6, which means their movement is now normal 5. Cool. Very, very cool. Let's go back to this insanity thing. So sudden madness. Each survivor suffers 1 event damage to random location. So let's do that in order. Starting with ya boy Arluzidin to the hands. Let's go down to 4. Lynn is going to take it to the body. And so is Pattern. Pattern's still wearing 4 rawhides, so only has 3 armor. Or, yeah, 3 because of that Endeavor thing. Risen doesn't need to do this, so... Okay, if their event reader has a crazed fighting arch, they gain insight from their ordeal, gain 10 insanity and 2 understanding. They do not have crazed. Cool, 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 cool. And then that brings us to Monsieur Dung Beetle himself. Cool. Well, that was almost tragic. I thought that was potentially going to end up totally ruining the encounter of losing the survivor in the hunt phase, but that's not what happened. So I'm actually just going to move this mic a little bit closer. There we go. There we go. Herb gathering. We'll put you back right there. And let's see. Let's close you up. Close you up. It's a quick showcase of the Dung Beetle Showdown art, which is really neat. Some of the art in this one's like a little bit more abstract. and it's all the art in this game is so cool. It's grim, it's brutal, some of it's very violent and graphic, but it's really well done art. Okay, let's get you gone. I think these might have shuffled around a little bit, but I think that'll be okay. Cool, cool, cool. So, what does Monsieur Dung Beetle Knight do? So we'll put him there. His ball goes there. I know we can set up, I think, anywhere in this vicinity. But we've got some stuff to check out, and I'm also going to draw a tactics card for Lynn. Let's just take it from there. Block formation. While the survivors are standing in this formation, they ignore the first hit from a monster's attack. Interesting. Very interesting. And we do have 2 folks with reach. I'm kind of worried about bunching people up with this dung beetle ball. Because that, I don't know if that would be considered a, I guess it's probably a monster's attack. Hard to say though. Let's put that just down there, see if I can remember to use it. And then these we'll put over there. Oh, where did this one supposed to be? Right there. And okay. So, there's a whole bunch of traits going on here. Let me just double check here what we got going on. Just make sure I got the right runs. So baller, power forward, separation anxiety, prepare tunnels. I think those are all the ones that I have. Power forward. I don't know what this green thing is. Do not perform this card at the start of each monster turn. Oh, I assume that's if he doesn't have the ball. I should probably start with the dung beetle ball terrain because this is new to me here as well. See expansion book for rules. Obstacle, impassable, indestructible. This terrain cannot be destroyed or removed for any reason. Move the ball 1d5 spaces directly away from you. If you're not fighting the dung beetle knights, the ball is empty and you may move it up to 5 spaces. Cool. So I'm just going to check the rule book for the dung beetle ball really quick. My assumption is that that little green ball with the X in it means don't perform this if he's away from the ball. But just want to double check. Okay, collision. I don't know if it actually says it in here. Here at least. Moving train so it can collide. Stinky threat, so who's got stinky? Good to know. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think I'm right, but I just want to see if there's anything on the showdown page here as well. Yeah, the ball's green. I assume that's got to be the case. Okay, well, and I did forget to read the little story that comes with the dung beetle one, so let's do that first. There was once a lowly beetle that was hopelessly attracted to phoenix droppings. Their strange qualities evolved the beetle rapidly. One day, the phoenix migrated to a sacred grove, and the beetle's food became under the fierce protection of a flower knight. The beetle emulated the knight in order to reach its meals without incurring the guardian's wrath. Cool. I like that. I like that. Let's switch back down there. So, my assumption is that the green circle with the X in it means don't perform this card if the ball isn't in play or isn't in adjacency with Monsieur Dung Beetle here. So power forward is furthest stinky survivor, random survivor, and no target is defensive pit solve. Turn to face monster and perform baller. Move the ball 2d10 spaces through the target. On a collision, and he suffers 5 damage to fight level hit locations. Full move the monster toward the ball. Okay. So baller. The monster spins the ball around itself with tremendous force. All survivors in the red zone indicated above suffer collision with a resin dung ball. Archive all destructible terrain in the red zone. Place the dung ball in front of the monster. Okay. Okay, separation anxiety is the card that has the juice here. While the monster is not adjacent to the resin ball, it is separated and gains the green X. If an AI or hit location has the X, only apply those actions, effects, or special rules if the monster is separated. Otherwise, ignore them. Is that a typo? If an AI or hit location card has X, only apply those actions, effects, or special rules if the monster is separated. Otherwise, ignore them. Because shouldn't that be if it's got... those actions, effects, or special rules if the monster is separated. Otherwise, ignore them. So my assumption is this is a typo, or I'm just dying in his hot room and not following this. So if it's separated, it gains X. If an AI or hit location card has X, only apply those actions, effects, or special rules if the monster is separated. So for example, oh, I get it. That makes sense. So basically, I do not perform this card because it's separated. That makes sense. I was just confused on the wording of it. Okay, and lastly, we have prepared tunnels. Ground pound. The monster slams the ground, precisely altering its network of prepared tunnels. All survivors adjacent to the monster suffer bash. The vibrations create a natural ramp. Move the ball 1d10 spaces towards the monster. On collision, any survivors suffer 5 damage to the fight level. Yeah, I think my brain got fried indeed. That definitely made sense. Any survivors suffer 5 damage to all applications, or to 8 applications. Okay, yeah, I do think I have a fried brain. Hopefully it's not going to rot me through this fight. We shall see. All right, so where do we get to set up? 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3. We don't get to go first, so how do we want to space this out? I think our Lucidin, let's put you there. Our Lucidin can go there. You can go there. And then lastly, we'll have... Oh, is that correct? Or are they supposed to be going further back? And then you can go back there with our support character there. Cool. So and we got this block formation. So if we want to group up, we can ignore the first hit from a monster's attack, which is interesting. I don't think I'm going to do it right away because I have a feeling this ball is going to be flying all around, and especially with the baller trait, because that would just happen. So everyone would suffer collision with the dung beetle ball, which wouldn't be great. They ignore the first hit from monster's attack. Okay, well, let's get started here. We'll put those up there, see if we can remember them. And let's see what this dung beetle is going to do. Invisible layup. Furthest stinky survivor, closest threatened field of view. Turn to face target and perform baller. So we do have someone stinky. Just let me double check who is stinky. I think it's our tank Risen. Yes, they are the closest though, so let me just double check and see if our Lucidin is also stinky. Nope. Lynn. Nope. Okay, so that is going to be right front and center. Turn to face the target and perform baller. The monster picks up the resin ball, remove it from the showdown board, and full move the monster towards the chin. Okay, well, let's do baller first. So baller is when it rolls around, so then it stops directly in front. Double check. Okay, so red zone, pow, pow, pow. Don't need to worry about terrain, so baller's done. Interesting, so we don't want to be very close to this guy at all, which is kind of tricky for some of my characters here. Invisible layup. So baller's done, picks up the ball, remove from the showdown, and full move the monster towards the target. The monster rockets the ball into the deep darkness above, place the ball on the target. Any survivors the ball is placed on collide with it and suffer 5 damage. So we go boom. This goes up. Very thematic. And you get knocked back. The ball comes down. The ball is rolling up, as Dimension 20 likes to say. There we go. Okay, place the ball on the target. Any survivors the ball is placed on collide with it and suffer 5 damage to one hit location. So let's see. We don't have block in play. We could spend, let's take a little look-see here with Risen. Spend your move or your survival to roll a hit. So I don't think we're going to be able to do that this turn. So, yes, because you only have one survival, which sucks. So let's take it and see what happens. To the body, and that is just a straight 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ouch. Okay, well, that is its turn done. So, how do we want to nuke this guy as fast as possible, methinks? Okay, let's see. Let's go with Erluzen first. So they're going to go 1, 2. Oh, do we want to go with him first or not? Yeah, let's do it a little bit different. Let's do our dear friend right here. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we want them in the blind spot? Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens. And they are going to attack. And this is Lynn. So 2 dice, hitting on 4s, because where they're positioned. Ooh, a perfect hit and a critical miss. That is the dichotomy of dice. Ooh, one thing I forgot. This person is a strategist. So, do we want to stand up on a piece of terrain? I think we do. One moment. Put that there. And take a look at terrain. Strategist was a fighting art I had on one of the previous renditions of Erluzen, and I really liked it. So it's cool in his back. So what we get to do with Giant Stone Face is an obstacle, so it does block field to field. Impassable, cannot move through space occupied by this terrain. You can spend your action to move onto a space, giving ranged weapons +2 range and accuracy. Survivors on top of the face can move normally and ignore obstacles when drawing line of sight. Monsters might always draw line of sight to them, so impassable. Cool. So, I mean, hypothetically, the Dung Beetle Ball, I don't think could actually get on there. Set up 5 spaces from all board edges. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why don't we just put that there? Okay, so we got 1 hit. Let's see what we connected with. Swarm of Botflies. First strike, impervious. A swarm of botflies gushes out from under the Dung Beetle Knight's armor. Roll. Oh, you know what? Am I forgetting one important piece of terrain? The Bug Patch. Where art thou, Bug Patch? There we go. Bug Patch. And Bug Patch goes. There. Perfect. Bug Patch is out. Yeah, just case in point. Scatterbrain is all heck, getting this all set up. Okay, so there we go. I think if we can stand on this, it might be a tactic to avoid the ball, which is kind of crazy. Or not all of it, but some of it at least. I don't know if it's a good idea to group up though. So that is the question. Well, we'll see. So, what does this do? So Swarm of Botflies gushes from under the Dung Beetle Knight's armor. Roll 1d10 and add your courage. If the result is greater than 5 plus the fight level, you boldly ignore the flies and archive this card. Otherwise, you suffer brain damage and are knocked down, which isn't great. 8, 9. Okay, so it'd be 6. So yeah, we are good there. So we don't need to worry about Swarm of Botflies. But we don't get any wounds or anything. Okay, so one important thing that I forgot about. Is it Risen? Okay, you know what? That's not even too bad right now. So I think what we're going to do is... Oh, dang, I screwed myself with that placement. I'm going to quick retcon. Let's just put it on that side there. And going to go with this Jolly Pal and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And do some attacks using... This might be a risk, but let's go for it first. So Blood Paint. Fist and Teeth are going to go, so it's going to be 2 dice. We do get a bonus to this. Plus 2 accuracy because of our location, so it's going to be 5 plus to hit. No, ouch, that is a bummer. However, because of both Blood Paint, we are also going to attack with the Steel Sword, which is 1 dice, hitting on 3. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's a full miss. I think we are going to Surge, though. We're just not going to Surge right this moment. First things first, let's go with our support person here, Pattern. And Pattern is going to scoot up here, and they're going to push the ball, which is, isn't it 1d5 they push it? 1d5 spaces. Nice. We'll say that that is 3. So 1, 2, 3 over to there. And then they're going to do some hit location scouting. So let's see what's coming up. This is going to be a Surge. Do spend a survival going down to 5. But let's see what we got coming up. So we have Iridescent Arm, Century Carapace, and Century Carapace. All right, well, let's take a look. So Wound, the monster stumbles backwards. It suffers knockback 3 directly away from the attacker. Perform Ground Pound. Okay. There is a crit on that. If the attacker has +3 courage and is adjacent to the monster, they may spend 3 survival to attempt to tackle it. If they do, roll 1d10. On this 1 to 6, they suffer bash. On a 7+, they're knocked down. Interesting. Super Dense Century Carapace. +6 toughness to wound this location. Gain 2d6 strength when attempting to wound this with a club, shield, or pickaxe. Cool. There is a failure reaction. You feel hopeless, lose 1 survival. This reaction cannot be cancelled. Okay, so there are reactions no matter what on these. Instead of wounding the monster, archive this card and gain 1+ survival. If you attack with a pickaxe, gain 3 additional survival. If the monster 3+ burrow. Okay, so those are the same. You know what? I think we're actually going to go and do... Let's do... How do we want to do this? Let's do that. It's a little janky, but I've got a reasoning for it. So we're going to have Risen scoot on up and go 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. And they are going to use their Steel Shield because they are working on that goodie. So that working towards a mastery here. Well, working towards their proficiency level, I should say. In which case, they only have 1 dice to attack, hitting on a 5, which is a miss with a 4. Curse you dice, curse you. And they cannot spend their single survival because there is a bug patch on the board. So that's their turn. That's a little bit of a bummer, shall we say, but that's okay. We're going to do a couple surges here. So, first things first is our Lucidin. Do we want to do you first? Yeah, let's do it. So, surging and getting it 2 dice for Fist and Teeth, hitting on 5s. Oh my goodness, 2 perfect hits, which means we get to roll 2 more dice. I don't know if this is a good thing, but we shall see. Oh my goodness. Does that keep exploding, and do we get to do another one? I'm just going to double check that. Show me your critical, your critical. On perfect hits, make an additional attack roll. So I'm just going to say I can re-roll this one. Oh, what? That is 4 crits on 5 dice. Okay. I'm kind of glad they didn't crit, to be honest, or didn't get a perfect hit. That was crazy. So this is way more attacks than I'm comfortable with hitting, but that's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so we got 3 Century Carapace. We've got Iridescent Arm, which we're not too keen on the ground and pound. Iridescent leg, super dense. The monster crushes a keystone. Move the ball 1d10 spaces toward the monster. Okay, so we don't like that because that would happen. Wow, this fight is pretty wild. So we got the super dense. Clamp, shield, or pickaxe. So that would be 6 toughness. So that would be 16. I don't think we could hit that. Let's see. What would be the strength? So it would be 5 strength, 16. Or it would be 6 strength because fist and tooth. Meaning we would need a critical hit to actually wound. Okay, so we're not keen on the Century Carapace pieces. And the other ones might actually make it so we don't need to attack them. So let's put the Century Carapace to the end. And so monster suffers 3 knockback immediately away. Okay. Well. How do we want to do this? Let's go with this one. All right, so we're adding 6 to this. So we need a 6 up to wound. Okay, we do wound. Oh, I think an 8. Isn't 8 a critical here? I think it might be. Or losing the 5th. 2 luck, and 8 is exactly what we needed to crit. Fantastico. So if the monster has, if the attacker has 3 plus courage, which Erlucidin definitely does, and is adjacent, we fulfill that too. We may attempt to tackle it. Do we want to tackle it to the ground? I don't know, the wound stack. I mean, that would kind of get us out of these potential other cards, which we're not too keen on right now. Why don't we see what happens? Let's see. So that monster stumbles backwards. It suffers knockback 3 directly away from the attacker. So 1, 2, 3, and then ground pound. I don't know what ground pound is. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what ground pound is. Let's see, where... Smell world. Yeah, what is ground pound? Are you in the book here? Book spot. Anything on the resin ball? Push? No. What the Hank Brown is... Oh, here's ground pound. Prepare tunnels. Monster slams the ground precisely, altering sniper tunnels. All survivors adjacent to the monster suffer bash. So bash is knocked down, if I recall correctly. Yes, so you were knocked down. Vibrations create a natural ramp. Move the ball 1d10 spaces towards the... Oh, dang, so the ball just gets to move around a lot. So there we go. Okay, I don't need to worry about the collision piece. Okay, yeah, I feel like this fight, as far as complexity goes, is definitely a step up from the Phoenix, being the only node 3 I fought. Really cool, though. Okay, so that didn't really go as planned. And how would I want to do this? So quick get her up. That might be a good idea. Oh, yeah, we only did that 1 wound, which really stinks. And then we didn't get to do the... The baller would hit those 2 people. Okay, well, she wouldn't be able to move anyways, so let's Yeah, we can't do surge there either. I guess we're just going to end our turn there, and we'll see what happens. Let's go. Feculent drumming. Intimidate all survivors. The monster rhythmically slaps a large ball, making an unsettling noise. All non-death survivors suffer +2 brain damage. Any survivors with a smell world suffer an additional extra damage too. Okay. Feculent drumming. All non-death survivors, which is everybody, suffer 3 brain event damage. Oh, so that's just going to be a straight up severe. Oh no, it's yeah, this would be a severe injury thing with Lynn. This doesn't bode well. Let's see what happens. 6, danger seizure. Oh, dang it. So, 1 damage to yourself and every adjacent survivor. Gain 1d5 insanity. Just 1. That's not going to do anything. So 1 random damage to self and every survivor. So to the self, that's 1 damage to the waist, and then for Arlucidin, that's a damage to the head. Okay. By the way, Arluza, I keep looking back at the last comment of brain got fried, and that is just apt for this entire fight so far. Okay, so random disorder, let's not forget about that. Okay, monster panic. Whenever you suffer brain damage from an intimidate action, suffer 1 additional brain damage. Joy. Okay, onwards. Oh my goodness, patterns also got 0. Oh no. How do you have 0 insanity? What the Hank Brown? That's just going to be an immediate, serious. Oh, from the hunt phase. That was it. What am I doing? That's the wrong die. Okay, that can't be too bad. So getting a 10 on the brain. Frenzy, gain 1d5 insanity. 1. One speed token and 1 strength token. Ignore slow on melee weapons. You may not spend survival. You may not. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the worst person to possibly get this on, my support person. You may not use. Yeah, dang, I was counting on them being able to use survival, and now they cannot. So speed and strength tokens on pattern, which is kind of useless, but we shall see. Come on, app, work with me here. There we go. There we go. You know, he's fighting us. That's not a big deal. Okay, so that's going on. And then what about Lynn? I think Lynn is very insane. Or no, Lynn is dead. This is Risen. All right, so Risen is very insane. So just going down to 12. Okay, the impact causes fumes to escape. All survivors within 4 spaces of the ball vomit violently, gaining 2 bleeding tokens and the dung milk survivor status card. Okay, so everyone within 2. 1, 2, 3, so just pattern. 1. Come on, app, work with me. There we go. And dung milk status card. When you suffer this, when you gain this, you are knocked down and suffer 1 damage to your body that ignores armor. Gain -1 and -1 evasion and -1 accuracy tokens. You cannot gain this if you already have. You're stinky while you got this. Okay, -1 accuracy and -1 evasion. Okay, well, fun. And that is the end of Dung Milk, which is probably the longest basic action I've ever had to do. All right, so that brings it to us. Let's encourage getting them up so that they can act. How do we want to do this? You know what? Balls to it. Let's just try this zany, silly thing that's probably going to go horribly wrong, but let's try it. So, let's go. How do we want to do this? So it'd be range and range. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, so you gotta move first, and that should be fine. Now let's go with you. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna work out good at all because. Yeah, sorry, Luz. I feel, or for anyone else too, I feel like this isn't the most riveting one to watch because I'm trying to be as tactical as possible with very low brain power on, I think, the most complex fight I've had to date. Okay, so if I want to get into that position, what makes the most sense as far as turn order here? So I know that you want to be behind, or Lucidin's going to have to go. Let's go with our Lucidin first. So let's go our Lucidin to there. Feels like a game of chess right now. So they can't move the ball, but the ball seems to come back really easy anyways. Okay, so Lucidin is going to attack with Fist and Teeth, so 2 dice hitting on 5s. Okay, so that's 2 hits, and we are going to connect with Iridescent Breastplates and side of the Resin Ball. The monster guides the attack at the side of the resin ball, making a demoralizing, echoing sound. Unless the attacker is deaf, they lose all positive attribute tokens and survival. Your attack luckily spins the ball, crashing it into the monster. Gain +1 survival, and the monster is knocked down. Interesting. So that's a risk. Wound. The monster stumbles backwards. It suffers 3 knockback directly away from the attacker. The attacker is adjacent to another survivor. The attack is showered in praise and gains 1 courage. Monster gains a toughness token. Okay, let's do, you know what, I think because of the person that we're doing it with, we're not too concerned with side of the resin ball, so let's do that one first. So we crit on an 8. Oh no, I think we actually crit on a 7 because of Fist and Teeth. Yeah, so this would be critting on a 7, which we would like to see. Oh, we get a critical anyways. That is fantastic. Nice. So, because it's impervious and super dense, we can't actually cause a wound there, but we do get the crit. Your attack spins into the ball, crashing into the monster, gain +1 survival, and the monster is knocked down. Boom. We like that. We like that a lot. We go to there. Gaining a survival. Awesome, awesome. So now we hit on 3 no matter what, which is pretty slick. Okay, how do we want to do this next? So next wound is the Iridescent Breastplate. So critting on a 7. Oh my goodness, our Lucidin is just a Lantern 10 machine, getting another crit on a 10. With a sickening crunch, a hairline fracture shoots across the monster's thick chest. The attacker gains 1 survival and 1 insanity, which we like. Monster gains -1 toughness token, bringing it down to 11. Which I am a big fan of for sure. Okay, cool. And on a crit, we get to do an extra wound there also, which is fantastic. And just like that, this turn is shaping up to be okay. Okay, so we'll discard that. And next up, so Bloodplate is in play, so let's do the Steel Sword here. So, oh my goodness, getting a perfect hit. So we get to roll another die. So we get 1 hit, and we connect with Filthy Claws. Reflex is knocked down, so we don't need to worry about that. Critical wounds, Tough Claws Spark. Interesting. Has 3+ courage. They gain survival. So we almost don't want to crit this one. We crit on a 7, and we wound on a 5. Nice. So we don't quit. Oh, ground pound. That's not going to be great. I'm just going to look up the monster knockdown really quick, because I'm curious if it can do that. But first things first, we do wound, so let's get rid of another AI card. And quick look at knockdown. Knockdown monster. While the monster is knocked down, attacks hit on 3, cancel all reactions, including reactions that might benefit survivors. Does not cancel critical wound effects. If the monster is knocked down during a flow, cancel any remaining actions on its card. May stand when it draws an AI when a trap is played or at the start of the next monster turn. So my assumption is it can't do its reflex then. Let's just take a look at ground pound. Yeah, my assumption is that it won't be able to do it because it's knocked down. So yippee! And nice. So we'll get rid of that there. So we could surge, and I think we're probably going to want to. But I think before we surge, let's get everyone into a better position. So with that in mind, let's do our dear friend support character here. Just going to go 1, 2, 3, just back there. And they are going to scout the hit location deck with their action. So 1, 2, ooh, there is the trap. Slam dunk. All survivors are doomed. Full move directly towards the attacker. The monster is adjacent to the attacker. It picks them up and leaps high into the air. The monster lands next to the resin dung ball and slams the attacker inside. Place the monster in any space adjacent to the ball. The attacker suffers 5 damage to a location and gains the Smell World Survivor status card. Well, So basically, this is going to happen no matter what. Will move directly towards the attacker. If the monster is adjacent to the attacker, it picks them up and leaps high into the air. So yeah, no matter where it is, it would be able to get them. Place the monster in any space adjacent to the ball. Okay, so not great, but I mean, let's put that at the bottom because we have a chance to do some more damage here. Iridescent Helm. If you hit with a club or shield, gain +4 strength when attempting to win this location. That suffers minus. Okay, so that would be fun. Beetlehorn, Dung Beetle. Okay, and a persistent injury. That'd be nice too. Side of the resin ball we don't love, to be honest. Less of a big deal here, and we could try and... I think we're going to get this slam happen anyways. So let's put this beneath the slam dunk and go for... You know what? Let's put the slam dunk at the bottom. This might be silly. Yeah, I think I'm overthinking it a lot here. Actually, let's do the slam dunk on top and just see if we can make it happen. No, scratch that. I'm gonna put it back on the bottom. Okay, because I've got a sneaky plan. So let's go to you go here, and you get 2 dice hitting on 3s. So we get 2 hits, and we know what these 2 both are. Okay, so, and this being not our Lucidin, but Lynn, do you have any luck? No, you don't. So, let's do Iridescent Helm first. So, critting on a 10. 6 will wound, which is nice. We don't need to worry about the wound reaction because we don't have, it would be a beneficial one, but it wouldn't work in this case. Oh, I think that wouldn't work anyways because it's knocked down. But we do wound. So, get rid of another AI card. Bye-bye. Put you in this pile. Inside of the resin ball. So we can't do any damage here, but some negative things might happen. Oh, you know what? We get a crit. That's fantastic. Your attack spins off the ball, crashing into it. Gain 1 survival, and the monster is knocked down. We'd be crazy crit happy this evening. It's pretty wild. Okay, cool. Well. So we know what's coming up. With this knockdown, I think I might actually surge with Pattern and push it further down and just try to do some damage here. Let's do that. So surge, getting it back on a 6. We don't. That's too bad. So pattern is down to 4. And let's take a look. So we know we got the trap. 2 and 3. Century Carapace. Let's do these two. Okay, so in this case, we're going to move down here with, I keep forgetting this character's name, Risen. And they are going to attack with a shield, so hitting on a 3. They do. And I don't think Risen has any extra things. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, yeah, nothing of import. Oh, they can't surge. Dang it. That's okay though. So they do hit, and we connect with Sentry Plate. However, we get so it's going to be 17 toughness to wound, but we get plus 2d10 strength because of attacking with the shield. So we'll roll 3 dice here. So let's say that is okay. So 9. Let's see how much strength does weapon have. Okay, so 18. Yeah, so we do wound, which is pretty awesome. This reaction cannot be cancelled. Instead of wounding the monster, I carve this card and gain 1 survival. Okay, well, nice to get a survival back, I suppose. So that's archive. We'll just stick it out there. And then they can't surge, which kind of stinks. And then we know that the trap is 2 away. So let's surge with someone who can only make 1 attack, which will be the Steel Sword. Let's do that and see how we do. So hits. We don't get to add anything else though. So this is our lose it in, and we connect with Hidden Mandibles. So there's a reflex you're going to be critting on a 7, which would be nice. Let's see if we can do it. 6. So the reflex, don't need to worry about because he's knocked down. We don't get the critical wound, which is too bad, but still, that's another wound, and we are happy to see it. Now, you know what? Let's do the trap with our lose it in. Let's just do it. So using blood paints and hitting on 3s. So we get 1 hit, which is the trap. All survivors are doomed. So no survival. So move directly towards the attacker, picks them up and leaps high into the air. Monster lands next to the resin ball and slams the attacker inside. Place the monster in any space adjacent to the ball, which is fine. They can be right there. Smell a World status card. Steadfast, Smell a World. So our lose it in gets rammed into the dung ball here. When you gain this, remove your survivor from the board and place them on this card. At the start of your act, roll 1d10. On a result of 8+, you escape. Otherwise, gain a bleeding token. A survivor adjacent to the ball may spend your action, and if they do, select 1 survivor to escape. So we could technically have multiple people in the ball. That's crazy. Okay, so our lose it in, you are inside the ball. We'll put you up there. And that is also going to be 5 damage to 1 hit location. The body, so that is all of the armor gone on the body. There we go. And then let's shuffle these up. Okay, so far as traps go, not that I've seen a ton of these so far, but I feel like that was not the worst trap I've seen. So that's nice. 5 damage is a lot, though. Okay, all shuffled up. There we go. We are going to surge, because why the heck not? with Lynn here. And Lynn has 2 attacks, hitting on 5s. Nice, we have 2 hits. Iridescent Abdomen and Sentry, so super dense. So with a spear, ain't gonna be great, and Burrow would happen. Oh no, Burrow wouldn't happen because it's not 3+. So losing 1 survival, that's not too bad. Well, let's see about this one first. So super dense. Okay, Lynn, do you have any luck? No, you don't. So it'd be critting on a 10. We've gotten so many tonight. I don't know how long our reflex is going to hold out there. Okay, so that is going to wound. It's just not a crit. Just let me double check to be sure. Yes. Okay, so that's another AI card gone though, which we like. And then super dense shoulder pad. So this would be, I think it could wound, but it'd be tricky. No, I couldn't, because it would just be adding 7. Well, let's see what happens. 10. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that did exactly what I needed to wound. Unreal. So we archive this card and gain a survival. So we'll put that up there. Just as a side, I love that the Dung Beetle Knight is doing like kind of a quasi dab in the art. Very fun. Cool, so we gain that survival back that we lost. Very, very nice. And then, so you can't surge because that thing is still there. You have already surged, so that is going to be the end of our turn. Hello, Jonathan. Oh my goodness, yeah. I don't think I could play this game solo, especially doing it live in a limited space without the app. I downloaded the Aeon Trespass version, and that's a group game. And it was kind of, I don't know, felt like it was not as suited to having a bunch of people. But like, oh my goodness, Scribe app is unreal. It's also insane how fast the guy updates it for new content too. Person is a freaking legend. Right? Okay, cool. So that is our turn. Let us see what this Dung Beetle is going to do. Ricochet shot. That doesn't sound great. Furthest, stinkiest survivor. This fight it's crazy. It's by far the most complicated one I've been a part of. So yeah, Taboo Bat, that's the name. Such a fantastic person in the community. But yeah, really is very complicated, very cool, and I wish this little room just wasn't so hot. But all those crits got me waking up. Okay, for the stinky survivor. So you are stinky. Ooh, you are stinky as well because of that milk. Let me go back and check the milk. Yes. Okay, so for the stinky is going to be pattern, which sucks. Oh my goodness, I think I'll have to join that. That's awesome. Okay, turn to face the target and perform baller. Okay, so that is going to be our tank friends getting knocked down. Oh, and it ricochets. Okay, so choose the closest threat to the ball, move the ball 2d10 spaces to that survivor. Oh my goodness. How is this a basic action? This is crazy. Okay, so perform baller. And baller has this trait here, which means everyone in this red zone, which is the 2 squares, spins the ball around itself with tremendous force. Ooh, I don't like this actually. It suffers collision with the ball, so that's going to go... That's everybody suffers collision. And that's the start. So collision here is going to knock people back 5, I do believe. Just gonna double check collision. Okay, when they suffer collision, they are knocked down. Okay, so everyone is knocked down. Fun. And then the ball is also going to displace everybody too. So the ball ends here, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how do we want to do this? Yeah, that makes sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to there. And then the ball is there. Okay, so that's the first part of this basic action. Move the ball 2d10 spaces through the target. On collision, stop the ball. If the ball collided with a survivor or terrain, it ricochets. Choose the closest threat to the ball, move the ball 2d10 spaces through that survivor. On collision, any survivors deal 5 damage to level hit locations. Okay, so 2d10. How far are you going to go, Donball? 12. So absolutely, you collide. So that's going to be 5 damage to the belt, which I don't think we can dodge. Just let me look up the rule for dodge really quick, but I don't know if we can dodge this. The survivor action is hit after rolling hit location die, but 4 damage. Oh yeah, I think so. So let's see, what would this end up being with pattern here? So that would be a severe wound. You know what? I think that's okay. We'll take this one. Knocked down already. Don't need to worry about anything else. But then the ball ricochets. So move the ball closest threat to the ball, and it can't not. So it's here, and then it's going to move. Oh, interesting. How would this work? So my assumption is, so it would go up to 14, in which case it wouldn't make any sense to go that way. That would be cheating, looking for the nicer outcome. So suffering crash going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll say it would do that, I think. Through the survivor, so okay, through that survivor. So actually, I guess it would make sense to go straight ahead. So 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll just say that would have been the same collision there. Wow. Okay, so this fight is so wild. Oh, interesting. Yeah, good point that none are threats. I think it would be it wouldn't matter for this one because it was the stinkiest survivor who was the target before Baller happened, which knocked them down. That was just a crazy long basic action, but really good call though, because that's something I definitely do forget. But yeah, so the target was chosen, and then it was acting, and all those things were happening in the same place. Wild. Okay, so that is going to be 5 damage to Lynn here. 5 damage to the boots for Lynn, which we might decide to dodge here. Let's see. You know what? We'll take it. No, let's dodge it. So going down. So that's adding too much. Go back down. Not up. There we go. And down to 5 survival. Okay, wild. Is there anything else on this? So that's just, that's nuts. Okay, cool. That brings it to my turn. I don't think anyone can stand up this turn because everyone is knocked down. The only person that could do something is or lose it in here. So let's do that because everyone's knocked down and they were knocked down that turn, so they wouldn't be able to stand up. Well, if we get an 8+, we escape. Our Lucidin's been rolling really hot. Don't fail me now. Oh, 1 shy. So our Lucidin gains a bleeding token. And that's the end of my turn. So, luckily we don't have too many cards left in this deck. This fight is wild, so there's not too many cards to chew through, but they're all intense. I also just want to take a quick look at power forward. At the start of each monster turn. So this is something I've actually been forgetting about. So let's do this now. The furthest stinky target, in which case, once again, irrelevant of everyone being knocked down. So that's going to be targeting pattern up there. Turn to face and perform baller. Oh, do not perform this card because the ball isn't there. So maybe I did miss that last time. I think I might have though. We'll see. So we don't need to worry about power forward because they're not there. That's nice. So in which case we just draw an AI card. Invisible layup. Do not perform this card. Instead, perform ground pound, then basic action. Okay, so ground pound. The monster slams the ground precisely, altering its network of adjacent tunnels. All survivors adjacent to the monster suffer bash. No one's adjacent. Vibrations create a natural ramp. Move the ball D10 spaces. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm crashing too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. The ball. And then basic action, which is the first time we've seen a basic action. Oh, interesting. Closest knockdown survivor. That we can definitely do. Closest one is going to be right up here. So 3 speed. Hitting on Lynn. I think you've got a little bit of evasion, right? You've got 1. So hitting on 4s. Okay, so 2 hits. Oops. Okay, connecting with the body and the body. We don't love that. Okay, so body and the body. So we are going to dodge one of those, which takes our body armor down to 0, but we don't have anything else to worry about. And then we get to go. So everyone gets to stand up. So you get up. You don't, because you just got knocked down again, but you do. You are going to encourage, and getting back on, yep, so we don't need to worry about that. You can stand up. We love to see it. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. And action is going to allow our Lucidin here to escape, which we like. Escape. Place yourself adjacent to the ball, archive this card, and gain the dung milk instead. So there we go. We'll put them there. Dung milk, we've seen before. The art on it's gross and fun too. Dung milk. When you gain this, you were knocked down. Knocked down. That's a bummer. And suffer damage to the body that ignores armor. Gain -1 evasion and -1 accuracy tokens. Okay, so that's a light wound to the body. Knocked down. However, they can stand up on their own, which is nice. And -1 permanent accuracy. And was it -1 permanent speed? No, evasion and accuracy. There we go. Okay, cool. So they get stand up because of their leather armor, which is pretty sweet. Awesome. And I think everyone's stinky now, or 3 out of 4 are. Okay, so that's now. How do we want to do this? So that was the action. They're going to surge. Not getting it back. So down to 3. And we are going to do a little hit location scouting with the cat eye circlet. So we get Filthy Gut, Century Carapace, and Century Carapace. Okay, well, you know what? I feel like this is kind of silly, but let's go ahead and do the Century Carapace. And then what we're going to do is actually go in with this lady over here. She's going to scoot up here. She doesn't need to get any closer, although realistically it doesn't really matter with the baller ability. Monsters that interact with their own terrain are the best. Yeah, I did get Black Knight, which haven't painted up and built yet, but I'm really excited for it. I was debating on adding it to this campaign too, or replacing the hand, but I figured I would keep this one as simple as possible, just because it's the first campaign I've ever played. But it looks so cool, especially the 5-year campaign. I think that's what I'm going to do once this campaign's wrapped up. But yeah, definitely loving this. This is crazy. Okay, so 2 attacks, and we get to hit on 5s with the counterweight axe. Ugh. Okay, and they can't surge. That really stinks. Okay, they can't surge either because they already did. Oh man. Okay, well I messed this turn up a little bit. That's okay though. Well, let's do something a little crazy then. So let's have you go. Okay, so you'll be able to get up there. You're going to use blood paint. First things first, with fist into, so 2 dice hitting on 6s because of -1 accuracy. We get 2 hits, and we connect with our 2 Sentry shoulder pads, or Sentry carapace. So +6 to wound, meaning we would need to get Lantern 10s to actually wound. But we do crit, which I don't think is relevant to these actually. So let's see. First one, yeah, so that wouldn't, and it would be a crit, but there is no critical effect on here, so irrelevant. And same idea, not a crit, so, or not a wound, and there is no crit to happen. So then we will stick those there. And we do have the silver sword. Yeah, I'm stoked to try it, and part of the reason why I wanted to maybe try and shove it in here into this campaign is it being a knight, and I've got a little theme of fighting knights and some little homebrew story events that happen on defeating knights. So it would be fitting to have a 3rd knight involved, but alas. 2, that's going to be a miss. Bummer. Well, let's go ahead and surge and see if we can do that again. So down 1 survival. 2 dice hitting on 6s. Alas. And then 1 dice hitting on 6. Ooh, we get a perfect hit. So we get another die from the Dichotomy base of that ability. And we can connect with Filthy Gut. Okay, so monster crushes a keystone, move the ball 1d10 spaces, cancel the reaction on this location. Okay, so I guess it gets to do that first or after. My assumption is after, and like that would be the reflex and the reaction instead. So let's see, we crit on a 8 because we're using the sword. Oh, another natural 1, alas. Okay, and then it moves 8. Ah, dang. Towards the monster, cancel all reactions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then these guys are going to get knocked down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it was a critical miss, so no wound there. Dang. Okay, well, this turn isn't going wonderfully. So they've gone. You can't stand yourself up. You don't have anything to do. Let me just check out or lose it in. Is there anything that you can do when you're knocked down? You spend your action. Nope, nope, nope. What is that armor thing? You ignore bash. Okay, so yeah, that wouldn't change anything here. Leather armor. Yeah, that's just bash. What about the tooth? You may stand, knock down at the start of the monster's turn or the survivor's turn. So we already used that. Okay, so I think that's going to be the end of our turn, which is kind of a bummer. Yeah, that is going to be the end of our turn. So let's do this and that and see what this fellow is going to do. Feculent drumming. I don't like this one. Okay. So we are going to perform it because the ball has made it back to him. So intimidate all survivors. Let's start bottom to top here with Risen. Suffer level +2 brain damage. So 3 brain damage, which isn't too bad for Risen. Don't need to worry about small worlds. That is good because we're out of there. The impact causes fumes to escape. All survivors within 4 spaces of the ball gain 2 bleeding tokens. Don't love that. 1, 2. Okay, and the dung milk card, so that is going to be -1 accuracy. Oh! One moment. Oh no, okay, that was already accounted for. -1 accuracy and -1 evasion. And yeah, I think everybody's sneaky now. Okay. So that is them done. Let's see about our lose it in. So, oh, actually, no, there's no pattern. Pattern loses in insanity and has to roll on the brain table again. Oh, I cheated a little bit earlier. That's okay though. I forgot they have the frenzy brain trauma, which they just gained again. So they wouldn't have been able to do the encourage and stuff before because they can't spend survival. But they've got an extra strength and they've got an extra speed. Okay, so I forgot about that. Let's see what to do next. So that is pattern. And then Lynn, oh, when am I rolling dice? That's going to be a roll on this table as well. Okay, 5. Dangerous seizure, 1 damage to yourself and adjacent survivor, so that is just 1 damage to themselves, to the hands. That's okay. Hands go down to 4. Alrighty, and then we have our boy, our lose it in here, so don't need to worry about the insanity, because they've got a whole bunch. Down to 11. And that is going to be Feckland drumming done. Okay, so. Oh, they can encourage. You can stand up, though, which is awesome. Meaning you can encourage to get them up. Nice. Okay, so what makes the most sense? Do I want to... I feel like this is kind of a risk, but let's do it. We're going to loop the bug patch and be able to engage the 2 survival that our tank has. Ooh, do they have the kit too? Someone's got the kit. No, they don't have the kit. Alrighty, Roo. So, 1d10, getting a 3. And on 3 for the bug patch, the insects scatter, leaving their meal behind. Gain 1 random basic resource and archive this. Done dealio. And a random basic resource. Just grab this whole stack and grab 1 from the middle. Here we go. Ooh, very nice. A perfect organ. Awesome. So we'll scoot that up over there. Okay, so that means you can now surge and use your survival, which is awesome. Let's start with that. I think it's the safest thing. Okay, so 2 attacks hitting on 6s because of the effect that we got. 1 will do, and we connect with resin shot. Okay, you don't love this one, but that's okay. Do you have any luck? No, you don't. So we're gonna lose 1 survival here. That's all right though, unless we get a Lantern down. We come very close, but we don't. So we don't wound because it is impervious. And they lose 1 survival. Okay, which is fine because they had 2. And now they're going to surge, going down to 0 survival. And they are going to do that again. Okay, dichotomy of dice. We'll get rid of that. And we get 1 more hit. Iridescent arm. Nice. So let's see. 4 plus I think 7. Yeah, so we'll definitely get a wound. It's not a crit, but it is a wound, and it's knocked back 3 away from the attacker. So 1, 2, 3. And performs ground pound. So that means the ball is going to move. Ooh, 1 moment on the counterweight axe here. Let me just double check. Oh, I got a perfect hit. So I didn't need to draw the hit location, which is nice. So let's just ignore that and you stay where you were. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well. Things are happening. We've only got a total of 3 more wounds we need to do to it, including the basic action, which is nice. Very, very nice. All right, so who makes the most sense to go with next? You are there. You are... Let's move you a little bit. 1, 2, over to there. And that's just a bit of a retcon. Let's go with our lose it in first here. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go down here. And using blood paint once more. So fist and teeth, 2 dice hitting on 6s. We get 1 hit. And we connect with the filthy resin sword. So on a crit, we do crit on a 7, which would be pretty freaking sweet. Let's see. We crit. Fantastic. So on a critical wound, the blow shatters the weapon. The attacker gains 1 survival and the regenerating blade gear card. The monster suffers knockback 5 and gains -1 damage token. Persistent injury, broken blade. Well, how freaking cool is that? And because we crit, we also do 2 wounds because of the fist and tooth styly. Okay, sweet. Well, let's take a look at this rare gear card first. Okay. Trash crown. Don't mind me, just going through all of the cards here. Regal Staff, Adventure Sword, Halberd, Cleaver. Interesting. Did I not have it there? Is it in the back? Boom, boom, boom! Yeah, very, very exciting. Twilight Sword. Okay, I think I've got this in the wrong spot then. Let's just stick that there and see if it's in the Wheel Knight. Here we go, yeah, it was. Regenerating Blade, item, mineral, other. During the settlement phase, you may archive this to remove the disemboweled arm or dismembered leg permanent injury from one survivor. That's pretty cool. And then on the backside, it's a calcified Juggernaut Blade. 1 speed, 5+ to hit, 9 strength, slow and block 1. Oh my god. Wild. This gains +1 strength for each token you have. Well, that's nuts. And so calcification is a process of the Dung Beetle Knight settlement phase 2. So that is really trippy and freaking awesome. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, and then he gets to attack once more here too. Hitting on a 6. That'll be a miss. However, Blood Plane is in play, so let's do 2 more hits. 1 will connect. Yeah, you want to make that weapon. Yeah, that looks insane. So it's like a super omega tanky sword, which is really cool. And not just a sword, but a grand weapon. Slow block 1. Unreal. Super cool. Okay, untrained parry. Wound attempts on this location fail unless the wound result is a critical. So we will be critting on a 10 or on a 7. Let's see. And this might be all we need. Oh, and we crit on a Lantern 10. Fantastic. Gain a random Dung Beetle Knight resource. We love to see that. Beetlehorn. Requires scarification. We don't have scarification, so we can't do the horn ceremony. But dang, super freaking cool. Awesome, so we got that, and let's go into homebrew. A little bit, yeah. So I'm mostly playing things as written, and haven't. I've got the Gambler's Chest too, and I haven't introduced anything from there. But I did see a really cool armor bonus if you do mixed armor sets that's in there. So I don't know if I'll use it for this campaign, but I think for the next. The homebrew stuff I've got going on, I do have a little bit, and we'll actually, you know what, I might actually read that here, because it's just a little story kind of theme around the campaign, just with some little extra bonuses for myself with 1 potential bad negative, just to make the game a little bit easier for myself being new to it. Okay, let's see about the Aftermath. So victory, level 1. Okay, let's move those guys out of the way. Get that gone. Complete showdown. So everyone survived, which is fantastic. Technically, our Lucidin would retire, but I think we're just going to reset him because he's our kind of recurring character. And he's also got the Flower Knight's flower thing to keep coming back to. So, return and advance year. Fantastic. All right, so 1 weapon proficiency level. Oh, I should have done that. That's okay though. So other efficiency, boom, boom. Lin. There you go. Nothing for pattern, but Risen absolutely does get a proficiency working the way up to the shield. Only 1 more, and then she'll be specialist, which is awesome. Okay, and then rewards. So the group investigates the large resin dung ball and the network of tunnels beneath the battlefield. Inside the ball, they find a caustic but mineral-rich substance. Rolling aside the ball, they find passageways leading deeper underground. After collecting rewards, read Spelunking of Deaths. The group gained the following rewards. So I'll do the rewards, and I'll just do a little custom story thing, just so you can hear it there, John. Yeah, related to the knights. And I might add more to it, or I might try to tie it into the Gold Smoke Knight at the end. But we'll see. I'm enjoying the game and haven't felt like I've needed to do too much. Part of the idea behind doing some of the homebrew was to try and like fill out the story a little bit more, because I heard that this campaign in specific was a little lacking with the end of the story. But yeah, it hasn't really felt needed. So I think I will, because I've already started. But right now, it's not really building to anything yet. Okay, so 6 basic. 4 dung beetle knight resources. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And basic resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, I've checked them out. Some of their stuff is unbelievable. Like the things that they made while obviously the company was taking a long time getting things out. Phenomenal. It looks unreal. Okay, so 3 hides, 2 bones, and a skull. Cool. We are happy with that. There is I haven't actually gotten the story in this campaign yet, but the harvester worm thing looks so crazy. Nice, I'm pretty good at a deal of story. Cool. Yeah, I think at first, like I'm huge on narrative games, and I was kind of worried that this one, like obviously it's got like each campaign builds, and it kind of has its own story that develops. But yeah, it's actually been more than I thought, and it's been like the little bit that I've done is just kind of like a little personal touch, just in the theme of the book series, which all the characters, all the survivors, and places named after. Yeah, Arluza, that was wild. I hope it was okay to watch, because I definitely took my time trying to make sure I was understanding everything. But yeah, wild fight. It was crazy. It was really cool, like how fast it went, all things considered. Because I think that was only 3 turns. Okay, so what do we get for these resources? Scarab shell, scarab wing, century shell, century fingernails. Cool. And 2 caustic preserved dungs. Yummy. Okay, not scal, but preserved dung. Let's put those up there, and we'll take a look at them also. Oh, good to hear. Okay, so what do we got here? Preserved dung. The live culture in this exotic mixture of matured dung have been preserved within a delicate, airtight jelly casing. Yum! So organ consumable dung. Doesn't say that we get anything on consuming it. I don't know what it's for. Yeah, it's level 1 and we're well equipped. And next fight is going to be the level 2 Kingsman, which I'm going to do the best I possibly can, but I don't think it's going to go well. Okay, scarab shell, cool, oily to the touch. Lantern light reveals a brilliant band of color dancing on its surface. Scarab wing, when soaked in water, these veins-filled wings gain some elasticity. Century shell, ancient and mineral-rich armor plate is covered with razor-wind scratches. You may spend this as if it were a scarab shell resource. Hide and iron, cool. Century fingernails, these nails are never clipped. Instead, they're folded and hammered hundreds of times into impossibly fine edges. Interesting. Cool. I feel like it's a fun spread, and we got that beetle horn there too. Level 4 version, Old Master, apparently the toughest fight not called Lion God in the game right now. Woo! Yeah, it couldn't matter. I could not imagine. I think toughest fight, or my least favorite, and I haven't done very good in it at all, is definitely the King's Man. I am going to try and bring all my kitted out folks and try to win. Or those of you who are saying it's a long fight, so we'll see about that. And that'll be the next one. But before signing off here, let's just for Jonathan here, we'll read the little custom story here. Alrighty, so yeah, it's based on Knights and kind of using the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson as the basis for it, with people with the Stormlight Lanterns, obviously the name of the campaign. All the characters are Stormlight or Cosme related folks, and some special lanterns have a special radiance to them, shall we say. The survivor chances upon a strange glimmer. Oops, one moment. I think I need to nominate someone first. Oh no, perfect. The survivors chance upon a strange glimmer. Hidden within the lantern, it shimmers like a captured stormfront, casting a haunting blue glow upon their weary faces. Whispers among the settlement speak of the night's radiance, a flicker of deadly beauty in the darkness. When they gather around its eerie luminescence, hearts heavy with the weight of their trials, yet aflame with burgeoning courage. Nominate the returning survivor with the most disorders. Choose randomly in case of a tie. Roll 1d10 as a survivor breathes in the stormlight. Okay, so Arluza Din, I should say. You've got 3, and so I think it's going to be, yeah, I know it's going to be you. So Arluza Din, rolling on a d10, getting a 4. Let us see what this 4 do. Okay, Whispers of Wisdom. The Stormlight bestows upon the survivor fragments of ancient knowledge and wisdom, granting them insight into the mysteries of the darkness. Gain an understanding. That we shall. Nope, they're already maxed out for understanding, actually. Which is fine. And then, at the very bottom, as long as the survivor survived, note Spark of Radiance on their sheet, which we do. And this is actually the second time. No, I think actually looks like it's the first for Arluza. Spark of Radiance. Once someone gets Spark of Radiance twice, something's going to happen, but I haven't decided what yet. Cool. Very, very cool. Well, I think that's going to be all me for tonight. I'm going to get my butt out of this tiny smoking hot office and clean this up and figure out how to do the settlement phase, and that'll be recorded and posted to YouTube probably next week or something. But Arluza, always a pleasure. Jonathan, welcome aboard. Fantastic to have you. Thanks for all the chats and the comments there. And anyone else watching as well, either during the stream or at a later date, thank you very much for tuning in and have a wonderful rest of the week. Bye!